What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Thanks for tuning in my channel once again. Back with another reaction video. This one is from the OG, Mr. Judge Joe Brown. If you know anything about Judge Joe Brown, he doesn't fit today's current society. Has no filter, says what he wants, doesn't hold back, and we need more men like that in the world, man. God damn. So I'm gonna play this clip of him talking about George Floyd, and then I'm gonna give you my 2 cents. You did.
Put this big statue of George Floyd sitting on a bench in front of City Hall in the city of North. The city of North New Jersey is predominantly black. It's been majority black since the 60s. Had the first black mayor in the 60s, right? There was so many other people that you could have made a statue of, whether it's Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass, Amari Baraka, because Ross Baraka, who was president, that was his father.
I'm put it this way. I'm cold-blooded. I don't give a fuck what somebody thinks about what I think. You know, let's say this. Look, you know what's bad about George Floyd? George Floyd is 6'7", 250 pounds, and he didn't get shot. Essentially got his ass whooped by a 5 foot 8 inch tall, 135 pound white man.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody know that George Floyd was 6'7"? I guess that's not why they were saying him and Steven Jackson was brothers, because Steven Jackson was in the league. He was 6'7". Darren Chauvin was, oh man, it's a huge size, huge size difference.
Who killed him with no weapons?
And he was crying.
Crying for his mama, and that is so damn embarrassing. Put yourself in a position of being damn near OD'd on fentanyl, which is not a black drug anyway. That's the one that causes 62% of each year's opiate related.
Question. I feel, and this is just my opinion, the reason that this case was made such a big deal was because he had those opioids in his system. That's what I feel like. And it was because it was an election year. And I say that because, well, the optics and the imagery was bad. That's a grown-ass man. The world didn't really stop this much for Tamir Rice, let's say. Even Trayvon Martin. You know, it was a big deal. You know, LeBron and the Heat took the photo out with the hoodies up and stuff. But the whole world didn't get behind what was happening to those kids, right? I mean, we can even take it smaller to our individual respective areas. And when kids get shot here by straight bullets, don't nobody give a damn. But this 6'7", 6'7", grown-ass man who was on the ground calling for his mama, the whole world stopped for it. It's even like memorials for George Floyd here and stuff. And this, as a people, how does someone else control what's important to us? How do we not pay attention to what's happening right in front of our face? Like George Floyd, his life, it was very important to his family, right? You know, I get that, I dig it, all that. You know, last year in 2020, there was 8,600 homicides. 8,600. None of them were by a cop. That's the same year George Floyd got murdered, there were 8,600 homicides. That's a lot of families. And ain't none of them families getting a statue. Ain't none of them families getting a settlement. None of those families are getting TV time to tell their story about, you know, the loss of their family and who don't have a father anymore, who doesn't have a brother. But a guy who was high on fentanyl using a fake 20 gets all the TV time in the world. And this is why I say more black people are like waking up to this Black Lives Matter propaganda. And we just really starting to see the mainstream narrative overall as propaganda. Because in an 86-year period that lynchings were reported, there were 3,442 black men lynched in 86 years. And you mean to tell me there's 8,600 black men murdered per year, and we don't have a state of emergency. We ain't stopping to say, hold on, we need to address this epidemic. But a 6'7" man, high on drugs, passing a fake 20, and we put a statue up. You know, my grandma always said if you live in a bad life, you're going to go to jail or hell, you know? We all know about the law of attraction, the law of vibration, karma, whatever you want to say, what goes around comes around. If you live in a bad life on a bad frequency, I'm not God. It's not up to me to determine how you are supposed to go. For all I know, this could have been the plan for George Floyd's life. This could have been the plan for that cop's life. The universe brought them together and bang. I'm not here to tell you how it should be or how it shouldn't be or who should still. It's not my job to do that. But what I do know is painting the image of every black man as George Floyd is setting us up for failure and setting us back.
Deaths. And we got to make a statue of somebody who's 6'7", 250, and got his ass
who contribute nothing to the black community.
This tall, 135-pound white man.
Contribute nothing. Should he have died? No. But should you sit up here and what do you say? Commemorate, make it to a martyr? No.
No. I mean, it was bad, but I mean, he's no martyr. I mean, look at all of the other black folk have died, and you want to focus on him. Who put that out there? So
I said this: what would make them do create that statue or holidays, George Floyd Day or whatever? Do the Democrats get money? Like, do local government officials get money from the state or the federal government if they do that, or from the Democrat Party?
The inmates have taken over the asylum.
And I know here locally, the Democrats are really good with all of the NAACP, any type of Juneteenth event or black, anything that goes on that's remotely black. Democrats 100% control. Even our mayor, he just had like mayor night hoops a few weeks ago with some old Mizzou basketball players. We haven't had night hoops in Kansas City in forever. And it used to be a real big thing, but now it's became a photo op. Democrats and the black church, the black pastors, they made an agreement. It seemed like back, you want to say 60s, but damn, it really looked like it was about in the 20s and 30s, and it ain't let up yet. They got a really, really strong hold on everything. That is not here, like I said, Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit, Philly, Baltimore, Georgia, you name it. It's Democrat ran, controlled, operated. Like they always say, you know, Republicans bad, Republicans racist. You show me one inner city where they vote majority Republican. You show me one, because I see stats that say the black people have been voting majority Democrat since 1932.
Thank you, Ish, for the Cash App, and thank you, Christopher, for the Super Chat.
And because mainstream and social media, they're turning the outside into the inside of the asylum.
229, hi.
And another thing that we should address while we talking about this George Floyd situation is, when did resisting arrest just become the norm? Like, when do we just keep pretending that if a cop is trying to arrest you, that you need to fight and struggle and do all that dumb stuff? Like, common sense would tell you that's going to make the situation escalate worse. Common sense would tell you that if they have a gun on their hip and you don't, that they have the power and control. See, all of this goes down like the lack of basic knowledge and home training. My dad told me, boy, if you got pulled over, put both hands on the wheel, shut up, do what they say, get their badge number if you don't like, come on and talk to me. And that's advice from my father, a man who had been in and out of jail his whole life, who had been on high-speed chases, whose license was suspended, all that. That was advice from that man, because he didn't want me to go through what he went through. And he realized that he handled it the wrong way. So why not give my son the proper tools to combat dealing with these negative situations when it comes to police and stuff? But for some reason, the mainstream media pushes us to be reckless and be defiant and fight the police and act ignorant so they can make a profit off of it. So if a black kid gets shot, that ABC, NBC, Fox, and Netflix can all make money. That family will get a settlement from the city. You'll make the majority of people watching the TV think, oh my God, here goes another shooting. And it'll repeat itself. So that's just my take on it. I've always thought that these publicized shootings were to embarrass us, not to uplift us, not to motivate us, not to bring us closer together as a community, not to make us want to overcome anything, but for pure embarrassment to show, look, you're just getting shot down in the street. You're nothing more than this. And especially him laying on the ground crying for his mama. Oh man, that was pure gold for the media. Because they want to show the image of the weak man. You know, Malcolm X made it cool to be strong and be tough and stand up and have principles. And since him, they've been working to kill the image of us. There's no more Wayans brothers. There's no more Carl Winslows. You know, the strong father figure. Hell, they hate Bill Cosby. You know, Will Smith used to be the you know, he was on the come up and he didn't went sideways. We gonna leave Big Willie alone, you know what I mean? But let me know in the comments what you think about what Judge Joe Brown said about George Floyd. Do you think he deserves a statue? I personally do not. I would like to see a statue of Marcus Garvey, Booker T. Washington, Frederick Douglass, Jack Johnson, Carter G. Woodson, Ida B. Wells, Madam C.J. Walker. Gosh, I mean, there's so many people who've contributed a lot to the society, especially Black society, that the masses don't know about. That it'd be a great time to make a statue of them and to get their hell, even Uncle Tom. A lot of people don't really know the real story about Uncle Tom and who he was and what he contributed to the Black community. So even if we did something like that, I would approve of it. But let me know what you think, YouTube. You know, don't forget to spread love, spread positive vibes. Watch my other videos. Like, share, subscribe. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.